Hi, I'm Chef Keith Snow. Welcome to my kitchen. This holiday season, green beans are a good thing to make. These are some beautiful local snap beans. They came from only about 50 miles from here, and you can still get them even in December. And what I like to do is, instead of cut them up into little pieces, I like just to take off the tips. The tail doesn't bother me, and I like to leave the bean whole. Okay, our beans are picked through. Now, the secret to making beautiful, vibrant colored green beans is a technique called shocking. So come with me over to the stove and I'll show you how we do that. Let me unlid this. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of water, and this is one of the secrets. You don't want a little amount of water, because when you put these room temperature beans in a small amount of boiling water, it's going to keep it from boiling. You don't want it to go off the boil, and I've got this thing cranked up as high as it will go. So here's part of the secret. See all this salt? That's a half a cup of salt. That's a lot of salt. It's not going to make the beans salty, but it's going to make the water like seawater, and that's what we want. So we'll just stir that salt through. That's going to dissolve in there and make a very salty solution. And now, when we take our beans, we're going to dump them in that water. We want to cover them back up. Just give them a quick little stir. Cover them back up and let it come back up to the boil. Now what you want to do is cook these for roughly 10 minutes. And then we'll remove them from the boiling water right into this. This is an ice bath, and this is called shocking. When you take something that's boiling hot and you throw it in there, it's going to shock it, stop the cooking, and preserve the green color. And with all this salt in here, the combination of the salty water and the shocking with the ice bath, that's what's going to give you green beans instead of those sort of overcooked gray beans that you see on a buffet line. So this is the secret to how a restaurant would make beautiful green beans in salty water. Okay, so for this part of the dish, we're going to take just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, maybe a tablespoon, and we have some sliced white onions. Let's throw those in there. And we just want these to start sautéing a bit, and they're going to release a nice little flavor. Okay, our onions are starting to get a little color on them. Now we're going to take a little bit of vegetarian broth. And that's going to give a little snap, crackle, pop, and deglaze the pan. You could also use a little chicken broth here. This is also going to help to steam the onions just a tad. And now I've got 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. And for all those beans, that's hardly anything. And we're going to reduce the mixture in this pan until it gets thick, and then we're going to toss the beans back in here so they get coated with all this flavor. Okay, that's reduced plenty. Now I'm going to grab my beans, which are just right here. They're cooked, and as you can see, they've maintained a nice green color, and they're not mushy. They're tender but not mushy. So now we'll switch to some tongs. We want to shake it around and just try to get these a little coated in that little pan juice in there, the cream and the stock. And now we can go and plate them up. All right, now it's time to finish our beans. We're going to take a work bowl, and this is the same bowl that I had the ice in it before, so I didn't have to dirty the second bowl. We will dump our beans and our onions and our little touch of cream into this work bowl. We'll set that aside. Now, these need to be seasoned. Even though that water was very salty, I've tried one of these beans and they barely have any salt, so you're going to need a little bit of salt and certainly black pepper. So we add just a little bit of kosher salt. Now we want to kind of toss them up like this. Make sure we get the seasoning evenly combined. And this is a gorgeous way to eat these local green beans. We'll serve them on this nice platter. And try to mound them up. And as you can see, I left them long, so they kind of make a better plate presentation with nice long pieces instead of all cut up and mashed like the ones out of a can. So try to cross some of them. We'll scrape out any of those nice little slightly caramelized onions for the top. Of course, you could put some toasted almonds on here for a nice dish. But check that out. That is a fabulous way to eat some nice, local, healthy green beans. Give this one a try.
To see more tips, techniques, and videos, visit harvesteating.com. 4 seasons, 1 lifestyle.